Hello, how you doing, guys? My name is Shamika. I am your host, sure. I'm your host, actually. So we back where I started my first time working at my shift, and we back over here. So we on Malcom X and Lafayette Avenue, as you can see. I could show you. It is where I started off when I first did my shift over back in 2022. So we back over here now. So let's do it. So today we're gonna be starting off the beginning of my first day working at as a film producer and a community producer. And I first started this job over by first job. I just started this job, right? And the first time we worked around this area, I only made $50 around this area, and my subscribers were about 800 subscribers around this time, and now I'm about 1,747. So it's like the start of new beginnings is like a testimony of a struggle that you was in. People were like, "Oh, you used to wear holes in your sneakers and shit like that, and same dirty clothes." I was like, listen, when you put in the work and you put time into your work and you put time into your money, this is where you can afford fancy things in life. I tell people sometimes we have to know how to not judge a person before you get to know somebody. Because at the end of the day, if I could tell you how the hustle is, the struggle was pretty much distant, because you don't know how people go through struggles and they don't realize how it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you look at it in a different way. You feel me? So this is how it started for me. When I first started making money, this is how it started. And one of the bus operators that took the 46 Select bus service, she said to me, she followed me all the time. So I said, this is how it started for me. When I ain't make nothing. I was broke and I ain't had no money in my pockets, you feel me? And something told me, the good Lord would say, when your blessings come, it will flow. My Aunt Latoya, big up to her, because she was the one who told me this. When she said to me, "Why you worrying about money?" And she said, "Why you worrying about money?" She said, when the blessings come into your life, you got to receive it. You feel me? So I was like, listen, why I have to worry about money and I could go out and make my own money? You feel what I'm saying? So this is how where it first started. You see that's the 46 right there? Right. So it all started out for me right on this block. I got off here and I took the 38, right? And I used to not make enough money for me to put food on the table, and they cut my check by 10%, and I couldn't have enough money to maintain myself, and to be greater and be better of my life, And I started improving myself, started building up my brand, started developing myself, in the right direction. And guess what happened? People say when you grow up broke, you live life. But let me tell you this: when you grow up broke, you live in a fancy life. Fancy life meaning that when you grow up broke, you can't say, "Oh, I'm broke and I ain't have no money left in my pockets." You feel me? Hold on. So let me tell you right here. So I tell people, listen, I don't wipe my ass to make money. I don't shit on the bus stop to make money. But at the end of the day, when the hustle is stronger, you can make it by believing in yourself and fighting for what you believe in. You feel me? So the thing I did was like, the hustle ain't like when I started this job, the hustle was like the money wasn't there. You feel me? But once I got to the hang of it, and once I bring the beauty of it, I got it. You feel me? So that's how it feels. That's how it is. The struggle was hard, but I tell people you gotta get up and you gotta fix what you got. Fix what you first started. You feel me? So yeah. the growing gets tough in the world, you gotta still go. You know, you gotta fix your life. You know. Yeah. So this is how the hustle is. You feel me? We turn down this way. We're gonna cross the street and turn down this way. Yeah, so that's how it is. This is how it started for me, guys. Right around this area. That's when I got my first gig. Right around this area. So I used to make $50 around this area. And this is how it started out for me. And, you know, we're gonna tour around Broadway because it's an empty road and nobody's not on the street, so that's good. And this is the time I always get here. So yeah, like I said, you know, the struggle was hard. But at the end of the day, when you go out there and make it in the world, it's going to get better, you feel me? So that's how I tell people. We can't look at it in a different perspective, but I'm going to look at it in the right perspective, you feel me? So that's how it is, you know? Yeah, so this is how it first started, you know. When I first started this job back in 2022, I was broke, I had no money. And started not begging, you feel me? Started to ask help, whatever like that. And the people look at me like I'm stupid, you feel me? But at the end of the day, bro, like, my auntie Latoya said when the blessing come, you just gotta receive it, you feel me? So when the blessing come, you receive it. So started out making money. And the first day I got my paycheck, bro, like, it was like, let me tell you, bro, it was like $50 is my paycheck. And out of $50, it took taxes out. So I only got $40-something. So I said, you know what? My Aunt Latoya always said, when the blessing comes, you gotta open up and receive it, you feel me? I kept claiming it. I went from $50 to 100. I went from 100, I made 300 out here. And then from 300 to, listen, from $300 to 800, to 400, 500, right? And I went from 500 to about, let's say from $500 to about, let's say, from 500 to about 700. And then I'm in the middle, I'm almost to $800, you know? So at the end of the day, I don't have to shit to make money. I'm going to go out there and make my bread on my own, you know? I ain't going to ask my family for help because they won't support, you feel me? So what I do, when I ain't got work, and this is what I do for a living, you know? So we over here by Broadway, so we're going to start my shit on Broadway at Willoughby Street. And we're gonna continue up Broadway, and we're gonna start this shift off right, and we're gonna make the fun of it. You feel me? All right. So see you at the end of the bridge. All right.